So we still have Vancouver's pick here now too, I believe. Yes? No? Or we traded it away to the Kings? So we can skip this lottery. Kings don't make the top 3. The Lakers get the #1 pick though. Interesting. The Celtics will pick 11 due to our pick because of all the changes and moves and everything that we made. And again, dilemma. Tim Duncan, Tracy McGrady in here. I say we still hold the course. I still say we stay the course because I believe in the next draft we're looking at Vince Carter. We got to bring Vince Carter in. We're just going to sim to the end of this one. T-Mac goes #1. Tim Duncan went #2. Interesting. Steven Jackson there. Courtney Rogers. Chauncey Billups goes 5. Keith Van Horn. A beautiful human being, I think. Antonio Daniels. Yeah, like I said, nothing really that we needed to do. We've got a stellar lineup. We've got no player options. Got some qualifying offers, and it's Brendan McDaniel, 71, 26 years old, C- potential. We'll use that $500,000 somewhere else. We have got $6.7 million of cap space. Michael Jordan on the board. We just don't have enough. That would have been gross. Matthew Weber, Kevin Edwards, Rod Strickland there. Sam Cassell at 27. Bruce Bowen, Calbert Chaney. Chad, you tell me to sign Rick Fox. We're going to sign Rick Fox. Rick Fawkes. Potential B-. If I see 2 people put in chat, do it. We do it. Richard Dumas. It's tremendous. Sean Bradley. Again, we're in a situation where I don't think we need to add anybody, but I would bring in Rick Fox. Just to take a look at our roster as it stands right now. Nash and Brooks, Iverson and Harper, Bryant and Sweetney, Ben Wallace, we need that power forward, Camby and Longley. We need a power forward, and that's pretty much it. Can Fox play power forward, by the way? No, he's shooting forward, which makes me giggle on the inside. He doesn't have any offers on him yet, so we'll do a 360. And then power forward, Grant Long. This Jason Williams is not the, not necessarily the good Jay Will, right? Chris Gatling. Jared Mustaf, Randy White. Popeye Jones, Seth Jones's daddy. I think I'm going to bring Chris Gatling back. We got Rick Fox. We got Chris Gatling. We still have 2.2 million. I don't think that there's really anything else that I want to bring in here. Paul Williams, Jerome Kersey. Rodman is still out there. A power forward. Let's take a look at the roster again here. So Nash Brooks, Iverson Harper, Brian Sweetney and Fox, Chris Gatling. I now regret signing. We could have brought in Rodman, Camby and Longley. I might actually try and find a trade for Derek Harper here and then move Sweetney to shooting guard. AC Earl, power forward, second rounder. I'll say it again. Anybody stupid enough to give me a first round draft pick? Los Angeles Clippers. Now we can speed run this. I don't want a second. Although that first with 0 protection looks pretty darn good. Phoenix Suns top 3 protected. 98 top 5 protected. Is there a better 98 out there? Sacramento Kings. I'm going to take him, send him to Sacramento. We'll take that second just to get that protection off the pick, which means now front office, not trades, roster. Sweetney's going to go vitals, shooting guard, and we'll put small forward as a secondary. So Bryant and Fox, Iverson, Sweetney, Nash Brooks, Gatling, who we signed, and I think I would have rather have had Dennis Rodman, Camby and Longley. So now we have 4 mil. You know what? Screw it. If he signs, and he signs. So we do have Rodman. So Nash Brooks, Iverson, Sweetney, Bryant Fox. We're pushing Ben Wallace down, which sucks. I could move Gatling over here. Maybe trade a Luke Longley if we can get a first round draft pick out of it. And we can. The Bucks, the Clippers, I'd like to see a 98 if possible. 99, Knicks lottery protected, doesn't really do it. Spud Webb. 99 first from the Nuggets at 11. I don't want lottery protected. 01. It's going to go to Denver. And then front office roster. Gatling will edit to center as his, what he has is his secondary. Then power forward. So our roster for season number 3 looks like Steve Nash, Scott Brooks, Allen Iverson, and Louis Sweetney. Kobe Bryant, Rick Fox, Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace, Marcus Camby, and Chris Gatling. I like it. And we have cap space to boot. And correct me if I'm wrong, but 98 is Vince. Still got Don Nelson as our coach. Pretty balanced lineup. Nobody who really needs that improvement can stay at that 9. They wanted to send us Luke Longley back. And here's where we run, chat. 8 in a row, 9 in a row, 10 in a row, 11, 12, 13. Imagine if the Raptors didn't flip the pick. They would have had Antoine Jameson. You're not wrong. Dirk Nowitzki's in this draft as well, so Vince could drop down to 2. We're sitting at 23 and 6. Trust the process. Paul Pierce is in here as well. There's some really good names in this draft. J. Will in there. White chocolate. But let's not forget, we do not have a first-round draft pick in this draft, I don't think. Or do we? I think we traded for one, actually, at the trade deadline last year. I think. 3 seasons, chat. That's all it takes. You can do this 100 different ways. We almost cracked the code and got it in 2 on an expansion team. But we are going to be the Las Vegas Golden Knights of the NBA with the Toronto Raptors. Again, for poops and giggles. Let's go front office, roster. Nash is now at an 85. Iverson is now at an 89. Sweeney's at a 79. Kobe Bryant's at a 92. Rick Fox is at an 81. Ben Wallace is up to an 83. Rodman is down, but up to an 81. Camby's injured, but he's an 83. What you want to do is try and get a high starter and somewhere around that 80 mark for your backup. So our point guard position, realistically, Brooks is 32 and Dawkins ain't it. Clark Bayless, do you have potential? Be potential. We have this trade deadline coming up. We lose back-to-back to the Bulls. They ain't happy that we eliminated them in our first season. We're gonna go trade finder. We gotta find a point guard that isn't Brooks. Chauncey Billups would be a good call at 78. Bradley Levens at 79. The thing is at 24, like a Rod Strickland at 31. What are you gonna cost us? 99 first round draft pick and that guy? Louis, who I don't necessarily want to move on from. Chris Gatling, who I did have a little bit of regret that we signed. A absolutely regressing Dennis Rodman for a couple expiring contracts. Rod Strickland might be a thing for the Wizards. Alvin Williams, love it. Old balls Steve Kerr would absolutely solidify that backup role. It could cost us Dennis Rodman and Roy Blair. Louis, I'm not moving. Scott Brooks and Dennis Rodman. And we would get an 0-2 first round draft pick. That might be the move. 3 looks very appealing. That erases a move that I kind of regret doing, the Chris Gatling move. But it afforded us to get Dennis Rodman. But we'd get a top 3. You know what? I think that's it. Brooks and Rodman for an 0-2 first round pick with no conditions. Or Gatling and Rodman for a 2000 first round draft pick but top 3 protected. I think this puts a nice little eraser on that free agency move that we did. So Steve Kerr will back up Rick Nash. We can still move Brooks and Hawkins, sorry. And people want that dude. Roy Blair, C+ potential. So power forward and a center is kind of what we're looking at now. It's not a bad move. And both of these guys, Dudley would be a center. Gary Trent would be the power forward. Louis Jacobson, C+. Jackson Gatling, C+. Like ultimately, we could bring Luke Longley back. You know what? This deal actually makes sense. Bringing Luke Longley back. I'm going to take this deal. Ala Abdelnaby. Probably screwing that name up. And Luke Longley. Luke Longley returns to Toronto. So our roster right now looks like Nash, Kerr, Iverson, Sweetney. I don't really care about Clark Bayless. Bryant, Fox, Wallace, Abdelnaby, and Camby and Luke Longley. And we're in that range of around that 80 as our backup. Chat. The only thing that keeps me from moving forward is whether or not we have anybody that will not re-sign, and we are good to go. But you know what? Bringing in another center, as long as it doesn't really cost us too much because of that Marcus Camby injury. It doesn't have to be too much, but I just want to see here. Bring Chris Gatling back. No, he's been traded. He can't be traded for 60 days. Like a Chris Dudley. Why would it cost us a first round draft pick game? Roy Blair. I think he was a C+ potential. And a second. Let's do that one. Little insurance policy. Oops. Move change. Why did I do that again and again? Because I want to get out of this screen. There we go. Simulate regular season. We have not hit double digits losses yet. Fill a roster automatically. Nash is an 85. Iverson 89. 91 for Bryant. Ben Wallace is an 83. Longley's a 78. And Marcus Camby is around that 83 mark. Did it again. Why do I do it? I swear I'm not doing this intentionally. Another monster winning streak here. So the question now is, if we are going... Listen, I'm not trying to put cart in front of horse. We still have a championship to win this season. But if we were going after Vince Carter in the next draft, who do we give up between Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, and Kobe Bryant to create that spot? Chris Webber, your MVP. Tim Duncan, your Rookie of the Year. Lionel Simmons, 6th man. Keem Olajuwon, Defensive Player. Bradley Levens, Most Improved. Don Nelson, Coach of the Year. That's me. OJ Trent, Your boy, OJ. Executive of the Year. You're damn right I am. Penny, Iverson, Weber, Garnett, Shaquille O'Neal. Your first team. Your second team is Peyton Kidd, Pippen, Kemp, Olajuwon, Kendall Gill. Allen Houston, Smith, Leitner, and Mutombo. Defensively, it's Jordan, Kidd, Weber, Garnett, Olajuwon, Owens, Gill, Barrett, McDyess, and Shaquille O'Neal. Duncan, McGrady, Billups, Van Horn, and Damian McCoy. No idea who that guy is. Probably generated first team. Courtney Rogers, Steve Kennedy, Austin Crozier, Mark Blunt, and Predrag Nojak, your second rookie team. Playoffs. We've got the first seed. We get the Knicks. Charlotte gets New Jersey. Cleveland gets Orlando. Philadelphia gets Indiana. Indianapolis Pacers. Seattle, Denver. Dallas, Sacramento. Vancouver has got that 4th spot against Golden State and San Antonio versus the Clip in the West. Let's simcast this one. You know what? First round, let's just simulate the round. That's a sweep. Charlotte squeaks by New Jersey. Cleveland squeaks by Orlando, and Philadelphia needs 4 to eliminate Indianapolis. The Spurs get past the Clip. Vancouver falls to Golden State in 4. It took 7 for San Antonio to get through the Clippers, 4 for Dallas to get through Sacramento, and 3, a sweep. Seattle over Denver. Round 2. We'll simcast this one. Charlotte and my teams have got a long history, and it is a close game in game number 1 until it wasn't. 10-point lead, 5 to go. We are running away with things. No sense delaying this one. 118-107. Iverson with 29. Bryant with 29. 21 for Sweetney. It's a good thing we kept him around. Nash with the double-double. 10 with 10 helpers. Rick Fox with 9. Kerr with 9. For Charlotte, Johnson with 26. 18 for Gill. 17 for Curry. It's a 1-0 lead for your Raptors. Game 2 in Toronto. Early lead for Charlotte. A 10-point Clip, which we eliminate in the 3rd. A close one in the 4th again. With Charlotte slightly pulling away, we are catching up. Again, a close one. We take the lead back. 2 minutes left, a 4-point lead. We are going to jump in. 4-point lead for your Raptors. 99-95. I love that floor, by the way. Price, over to Brown. Brown cuts to the middle, gets fouled by Ben Wallace, gets the 2 to go, and will shoot 1. And he gets it to drop. It is a 1-point game. 1:47 left in regulation. Nash brings the ball up. Gets around. Nash floats it up and drops it. Gets around Price and gets the layup to go. And the Raptors lead by 3. Little pick and roll. Nash gets around it. LJ grabs the ball, but a body goes flying. And the Charlotte Hornets will turn it over on a foul. Dudley to Iverson. Iverson not at 100%. Bryant banks it off the glass and drops it just inside the 3-point arc. 103-98. 1:15 left to go in the 4th quarter here. Johnson outside the arc. Gill now with it. Johnson with the pick and roll. Gill does not get it to go. Dudley grabs that rebound, gets it over to Nash, and Nash will bring it up court. Nash behind the back to Ben Wallace. Price grabs the rebound. A just spicy dish by Nash. Can't imagine that Ben Wallace knew it was coming either. Charlotte turns it over on and out of bounds. 45.7 on the clock. A 5-point lead for Toronto. Up 1-0 in this 2nd round. Charlotte putting pressure on Nash. They did not want to foul him, but they will foul Ben Wallace, who goes to the line for 2. He clanks the first one. Even getting this one provides that much more insurance towards the W in Toronto. Banks it. Sally grabs the rebound over to Del Curry. Del Curry in the corner to Mark Price. Price into the key. A little bit of a fadeaway, doesn't get it to go. Ben Wallace then passes it over to Nash. Nash will shoot 2 with 25.2 seconds left. You gotta think he's gonna hit at least one of these. If he gets both of them, we'll head to Charlotte with a 2-0 lead. Gets the first one to drop. And nails the second one. Charlotte takes their timeout. 25.2 seconds left on the clock. John Sally to Price. Price to cut in. Off the glass, gets it to go. 20.8 seconds left. 5-point lead for the Raptors. Nash gets it inbounded. He gets fouled. 20 seconds left. Nash is shooting it too. 17 points, 5 assists for Steve Nash tonight. Gets the first one to go. Makes it a 6-point lead. If Charlotte's not interested in shooting threes, mathematically, ain't nothing going on but the rent. Speaking of threes, Johnson throws one up. It does not go. Ben Wallace with the rebound. Over to Nash. Just a matter of running out the clock at this point. 3 seconds left, and Toronto heads to Charlotte, up 2 games to nothing with a 107-100 win in game number 2. Kobe Bryant with 27 points, 19 for Nash, 19 for Iverson, 18 for Sweetney, and Fox with 16. The Hornets, Gill 26, 18 for PJ Brown, 15 and 12, the double-double for LJ, and the double-double for Mark Price, 13 points, 19 helpers. Game number 3, Charlotte comes in hot, holding a 20-point lead heading into the 4th quarter, and they are not going away lightly. 97-80, game number 3, LJ with 30 and 19, PJ Brown 18 and 11, 12 for Price and 12 for Curry. Iverson with 37, Kobe Bryant 14 points, 8 rebounds, 8 for Nash. Ben Wallace picking up the rebounds, not doing too much offensively, but yeah, just not enough on the scoreboard to get past Charlotte in game number 3. Game number 4 starts off close. Just kidding, a 9-point lead after 1 for the Raptors. Charlotte cuts that down by 4 in the second. Very close third, which leads to a very close game here. 5-point lead for your Raptors with 7 to go. We're going to watch this one. It's a 1-point lead for Charlotte. 92-91 with 2:17 left on the clock. Charlotte with the ball. Johnson to Price. Nash watching him. Curry back to Price. 2 minutes to go. Game number 3. Raptors holding a 2-1 series lead. Price gets it to float in, and I believe there is a foul on the play as well. Nope, just a 3-point lead. There was a timeout. Wallace to Iverson. Iverson finds Wallace. Wallace off the glass and in. Gets it back down to a 1-point lead. 1:50 left in regulation. Here's Kendall Gill. Iverson on to him. Gill tries to cut in. Throws it back to Price. Price to Gill. Iverson. Absolutely triple teamed was Kendall Gill. Couldn't get the ball to go. Could not pick up the rebound either. Swats it out of bounds. And the Raptors will have possession. Just under 1.5 left on the clock. Iverson gets the inbound from Wallace. Iverson tries to find room. Circus shot does not go. LJ with the rebound. LJ behind the back finds Ron Salley, who decides to throw it back to Larry Johnson. Salley was wide open. Doesn't take the shot. Gets it back to Johnson. Johnson tries to find a little bit more room. Can't get his shot to go. He swats it back to John Salley. Over to Price. Price to Johnson. 46 seconds left on the clock. Price. Johnson sets the pick. Almost intercepted. PJ Brown now with it. Camby leaves him wide open. Can't get the ball to drop though. Wallace cleans things up. Gets it to Bryant. Bryant to Wallace. Over to Iverson. 23 seconds left. 1-point lead for Charlotte. Iverson cuts through. Gets it to drop. 17.8 seconds. Toronto with a 95-94 lead, but potentially a lot of time left on the clock for Charlotte to either tie or take the lead back. Gotta wonder if Toronto will foul here. They don't. Price has Salley there. Price is gonna take his time, get that last shot. 10 seconds. Down to 5. Movement by Price. Price spins. Finds LJ. LJ tries to get it to go and can't. And the game ends 95-94 Toronto, who now holds a 3-point lead. A 3-game-to-1 lead on the Charlotte Hornets. PJ Brown, 23 and 12. LJ, 21 and 10. 16 and 12 for Price. 3 double-doubles. Coming up short. Iverson with 25. 19 for Sweetney. Camby with 16 and 10. Bryant with 11. Kerr with 7. Nash with 6, but 10 helpers. But that difference was just 1 point. And again, the game on the line. The ball in Larry Johnson's hands. And he cannot get it to drop just inside the 3-point arc. A elimination game. Game number 5. Back in Toronto. A 3-point lead for Toronto after 1. Charlotte cuts it down and takes a 1-point lead after 2. The Raptors cut that and take a 1-point lead after 3. A very close game again here in game number 5. 94-90. I'm going to simulate it just a little bit more. It's a 3-point game with 30 seconds left. Charlotte up 3 points and will have the ball. Johnson to inbound. Over to Price. Steve Kerr on the floor. Not doing anything. 15 seconds left. No urgency on the side of Toronto. Price tries to cut in. Kerr tries to steal. 2 seconds on the shot clock. And Kerr fouls with 4.4 seconds left. Price to shoot 2. And Charlotte will not go lightly here. In an elimination game, Charlotte will take a 5-point lead with 4.4 seconds left. Toronto will call a timeout. I find it interesting that when we put playthrough star, it automatically goes to Iverson having a very solid season. Or series, sorry. And Kobe being slightly... I was about to call Kobe Bryant mid. And he drops a 3, a 2-point game, 2.5 seconds left. Is there magic here at the end at what is at this point called the ACC? Price gets fouled, 2 seconds left on the clock. Steve Nash with the foul. Price to shoot 2. Price hits the first one, 3-point game. Price makes it a 4-point game with 2 seconds left. Nash, all he can do is just heave it. But Charlotte lives to see another day. 103-99 is the final. Again, Iverson 31, Kobe Bryant with 17, Nash with 14, Sweetney with 13, Camby with the double-double, 11 and 13, 22 and 20 for Gill and Johnson, 16 for Curry, Price with 15, 10 for PJ Brown and Samaki Walker, 11 rebounds in the victory. We will get a game 6. Not a shocker that we have got 2 very, very close games. Actually, pretty much every game so far in this series has been decided by 2 to 3 buckets. San Antonio and Seattle, your first and second seed over in the West. They'll meet in the Western Conference Finals. Philly does have a 3-2 lead on Cleveland. Let's go coaching. Oh, I want to shorten this. If I do the center and power forward will hurt. We have 1 game available to see if that helps. It looks like, was it Philadelphia we said was the number 2? Looks like they're through. And again, a close first, a close second, but both swaying towards Charlotte. We get a solid third to get things back on track, and the lead is back and forth here in the fourth. 101-99 with 1:42 left. A win, and we move on. I think I just saw that Camby is injured. I may not have seen it correctly. He's playing with a sprained right knee, unless he just sprained it in this game. We've got the ball. We've got the 2-point lead. 1:42 on the clock. Iverson to Nash. Back to Iverson. Camby setting the pick. Iverson spins. Doesn't get any room on Del Curry. Nash and Camby all on the floor. Or sorry, Iverson, Nash, and Kerr. Iverson tries to float it. Can't get it to go, but Del Curry punches it out. It's out of bounds. It'll be back to Raptors ball. Kerr will have a seat. Rick Fox to come in. It's Camby, Wallace, Nash, Fox, and Iverson all on the floor late in game number 6. Charlotte picking up the rebound. Kendall Gill gets swatted. Wallace off the glass and in. It's a 4-point lead with 59.2 seconds left. Kendall Gill had a chance to cut the lead, but instead the Raptors with a huge stop, but Brown plays the pick and roll to perfection and throws down a 2-hander. And now it is back to a 2-point lead for the Raptors. Iverson tries to get around. Can't get Gill out of his way. Floats it off the glass. Can't get it to go. PJ Brown picks up the rebound over to Price. Camby meets Price. Iverson now watching Gill. Iverson still on him. Gill with the floater. The fadeaway. Can't get it to go. And Wallace with the rebound. Over to Nash. Nash gets fouled. And he will shoot 2 with 16.2 seconds left. The Raptors still holding on to that 2-point lead. Nash gets the first one to go. Still a 1-possession game. Makes it a 2-possession game. A 4-point lead with 16.2 seconds left. The Raptors up 3 games to 2 here in the Eastern semifinals. Charlotte needs a quick bucket for a chance here. Price, 13 seconds left. Price from downtown. Price banks it in. And it is a 1-point game with 11 seconds. Iverson gets fouled. Gill stops him. 10.4 seconds left. A prayer by Price. And Iverson banks it out with his first shot. All of a sudden, the vitals of Charlotte have improved. 2-point lead, 10.4 left. Price with it. Into the offensive half. Price. 3 seconds on the clock. Price. In Nash's face, but cannot get it to go yet again. They've had multiple chances to win games with that last shot in this series, but can't close it out. And your Toronto Raptors will move on to the Eastern Conference Finals in season number 2. PJ Brown with 11, 20 for Gill. PJ Brown with 21. I think I said 11. 20 for Gill. Curry with 14, 12 and 10 for Larry Johnson in the loss. Mark Price, 11 helpers. Muggsy Bogues in there as well, almost the double-double with 9 and 13. 26 for Iverson, 22 for Nash, both double-doubles with 12 and 10 assists respectively. Kobe played 27 minutes. He did foul out. 18 points, 12 and 9 for Camby. Ben Wallace with 13 rebounds there. Sweetney with 19 as well. And the Raptors will move on again to that Eastern Conference Final with a date with the Philadelphia 76ers, who beat Cleveland in 6. Got through Indiana Pacers. 3-1 in the first round. We got through New York in 3. Took 6 to get through Charlotte. San Antonio needed 5 to get through the Clippers and 5 to get through Golden State to punch their ticket in the West. Seattle swept Denver and only needed 5 games to get through Dallas over in the West. It is 1v2, both sides of the finals. Camby is healed. I want to put Longley back in. He's at that 78, so put it back to 9. Bayless, are you? No. Dudley center. Why are you so low? Because you're old, that's why. So I need to adjust. Want a little bit more experience available here. That didn't move him up at all. I need basically that. Adjust it to 10. That bump him back down? No. That keeps him in there. Kind of keeps the lineup balanced. We'll see how things go through the first 2 games. Game number 1 in Toronto. 9-point lead for Philly after 1. We cut into that and take the lead early in the 4th. They take it back and kind of run away with a little bit of a streak there. And they will take game number 1. It ends up being 113-105 for the Philadelphia 76ers. Kobe Bryant with 23, 21 for Iverson, Sweetney with 17, 15 for Camby, Nash with 13. Over on the other side, C-Webb, who's slightly injured. Double-double though, 28 and 12, 25 for Elliott. Petrovic with 18, Christian Laettner 14 and 11, Hawkins with 12 and 11 assists. C-Webb is your reigning MVP as well, and I think he's back-to-back seasons, but we're on the wrong side of a 1-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. As the small shooting guard. I'm gonna leave things the way that they are. Gotta hope for a bounce back game here in game number 2. Tie game after 1. They take a 3-point lead after 2. We steal 5 points in the 3rd, but they hold the lead in the 4th, but it is back and forth. A 7-point lead for the Philadelphia 76ers. Make it 8, make it 6, make it 4 with 13 seconds left. I don't know if I want to jump in here. Didn't matter. 27-21, the Philadelphia 76ers. Iverson, 22 points. Bryant with 21. 19 for Fox. Nash with 15 and 10 helpers. Camby with 10 and 10. 10 rebounds. Ben Wallace, not very effective. Rick Fox fouling out. So did Iverson, actually. Petrovic with 28, 27 for C-Webb, 20 for Elliott, 19 for Laettner, and 10 for Martin. Very, very interesting result after 2 games here in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going to bump up the defense. Got Ben Wallace. I kind of feel like we need to get the shooters open. No more playing through Star. Got to make that change. This game is so unrealistic. I mean, he has been a beast. That was a bad game for him. We open up the shooters, and shooters gonna shoot. 10-point lead, make it 11, and it's a 105-94 win, victory for your Toronto Raptors. Nash with 23, Iverson with 20 and 12, Sweetney with 16, Fox with 11, 10. I don't see Kobe Bryant. He's right there. He fouled out again at 30 minutes, 9, 6, and 6. Christian Laettner's a little banged up, 21 and 14 for Weber, 16 and 17 for Laettner. Elliott with 14, 13 for Petrovic. But we opened up the shooters and ended up with a Game 3 win. I think I want to get Longley's there, 10. Do I want to go 11? You know what? I think I want that big presence. See how we go here in game number 4. Seattle is running away with their series. Big hot start for the 76ers here in game number 5. We cut that lead in the second, and it's a back and forth game here in the third. But we take a lead into the fourth. 3-point game, 2-point game, 4-point game. It's a 2-point game with 39 seconds left. Sweetney potentially at the line. Shoots his first one, misses. He could have tied things up had he hit that one. And this next shot here. Iverson on the bench. Camby, Wallace, and Sweetney are visible here. I assume Kobe can't get the second one to go. Weber with the rebound. I assume it's Kobe and Nash on the back end. Weber drives, gets it to drop, and Philadelphia holds a 4-point lead with 27.3 left. Wallace to inbound. He finds Nash at the top of the key. Pump fake by Nash. Over to Wallace. Wallace to Iverson. Iverson stops, and it looks like we're going to head to a game 7. Hershey Hawkins with the rebound, gets fouled immediately. Hits one, makes it a 5-point game, and makes it a 6-point game with 10-8 to go. Nash inbounds, gets the inbound. Nash to Wallace, back to Nash. And we will go back to Toronto for game number 7, 113-107. Philadelphia, 34 and 15 for Weber. Hawkins with 19, 16 for Keefe. Christian Laettner with 13 and 11. Sean Elliott with 10 in the win. Iverson with 18, 17 for Nash. Sweetney with 16. Fox with 12. Kobe Bryant again. Fouling out? No. 11 points for Kobe Bryant. I am not going to lie. I am surprised that Kobe Bryant has not gotten more shots and more points. It's a 3-1. I thought that was game 7. That was in Philly, wasn't it? Game 1 we lost. Game 2. Game 3. That was game 4 in Philly. So this would be game 5. My mistake. But we are now facing elimination, and we will tighten up the bench. I'm actually going to tighten it up to 8. No, I need Luke Longley in there. We have got a super team, and we're getting beaten by C-Webb and his merry men. Game 5, we're down 3-1, and we come out guns blazing. A 22-point lead after 1. Didn't need to slow that one down at all. 127-86. Iverson with 27 and 11, but he is injured and out for the season. Fox with 20, Nash with 19, Bryant with 19, Sweetney with 16, Kerr with 13. What did it cost you? Everything. Iverson with the double-double in the win. Sean Elliott. 20 points. 16 for Weber. He's also banged up. Just a bruised tailbone day to day. Hawkins with 15, 11 for Martin. Okay, Kobe is going to go back to shooting guard, which brings Fox in, Wallace, and Camby. That Allen Iverson injury, not ideal at this point of the season. I am also going to move Sweetney to small forward. He will be our 6-man. Kerr, Longley, Abdelnaby, Iverson. Losing Iverson is not ideal, but that's the lineup we're going to go with. Nash, Bryant, Fox, Wallace, Camby, Sweetney, Kerr, and Longley, and Abdelnaby. Back to Philadelphia for game number 6. 5-point lead for Philly after 1. They add 3, and it's not looking good for your heroes. It is looking disastrous. And the Toronto Raptors will be eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals in year number 3. 133-118, and it'll be the Supersonics and the 76ers. C-Webb with 37 and 12 put the team on his back to get into the finals yet again. 22 for Petrovic. Elliott, Hawkins, and Martin with 18 and 17 for the final 2 players. Kobe, 31. Sweetney with 22. 21 and 15 helpers for Nash. Fox with 10. Wallace with 10 and 12. And Camby with 10. But it wasn't enough. Disappointing. The 76ers will win the championship. C-Webb grabbing finals MVP. Player retirements. We will go through the offseason here. Doc Rivers, Derek Harper, Byron Scott, Jerome Kersey, Todd Rod Williams, Dennis Rodman, former Raptor. Nothing else there that I'm really seeing that's surprising. Jersey retirements. Byron Scott gets his jersey retired by the Lakers. Historic changes. We change the uniform and the floor. The logo of the Orlando Magic will change. Portland Trail Blazers will change their floor.